The Philadelphia 76ers remain undefeated after winning their fourth game of the season, pulling off their third double-digit comeback victory. This one was ridiculous. They had absolutely no business winning that game. There's so many things we got to talk about. Let's get into it.
Sixers, why won't you just lose and put me out of my misery? Why do you gotta keep doing this to me, bro? Nobody else should touch the ball right here. He took it from the logo. Oh, we're going overtime! Tyrese Maxey is a god amongst men!
The 76ers won that game. They won that game. This was the game, guys. This was the game they were supposed to lose, right? They start the season 3-0. They're on a back-to-back. Tyrese Maxey's averaging 41.5 minutes a game. For 3.5 quarters, the whole team looks gassed. Nobody's playing any type of defense. They gave up 74 points to the Washington Wizards in the first half. But even worse, to start the second half, to start the third quarter, they gave up 23 points in 5 minutes to the Wizards. The Wizards were on pace to score 71 points in the third quarter alone. That's how horrendous the 76ers were defending the Wizards. They had absolutely no business winning this game. And somehow, some way, they pulled it off. They scratched and clawed and came all the way back. And I know some people are going to say, oh, congratulations, it's the Washington Wizards. It's just the Wizards. They got some players out there. Alex Sarr was cooking us from 3.5 quarters. CJ McCollum, Chris Middleton. Yeah, it's kind of the island of misfit toys, but it's not the Jordan Poole Wizards. They got some guys that can give you buckets, you know? And for the 76ers to be tired on a back-to-back and be down by 19 and look like they had absolutely nothing. Again, this is one of those games that in the Doc Rivers era of Sixers basketball would have just been a scheduled loss. You would have just crumbled it up and threw it away and moved on to the next. But they just refuse to quit. I got to say my stuff before I get into it, all right? Make sure you get in on the Discord. I'm going to take the Discord calls. Hit the like button. Let's get 1,000 likes on this one. Welcome back to Run It Back Philly, presented by Bright Medical Technology, Pennsylvania's largest medical supply company. Subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any post-game shows. And we are trending on Apple Podcasts right now when you type in Sixers. Go over there, give us a 5-star review, and help us rank up on Apple Podcasts. Listen to us on all podcast platforms the morning after these go live on YouTube. Actually, they're up on podcast platforms a couple minutes after we go live on YouTube. I almost forgot to say all that stuff because I'm just so excited to talk about what the hell I just saw. So let's just start with what the hell happened in the fourth quarter for the Sixers to win this game. They were down by 19 points in the third. And again, the Wizards scored 74 in the first half. They scored 23 in the first 5 minutes of the third. They were on pace to break 150 points in regulation. We had no business winning this game. But with 4 minutes left in the game, well, here's where I thought it was over, all right? Because we got it down to like 6 or 9 points, right, in the fourth. And Maxey got a wide open lane and put up a floater that he just flat out missed. And that was kind of, for me, I thought that was the final blow to the momentum. We made a nice attempt. We got it down to like 9 or 6 points or whatever. But it was about 4 minutes left. Maxey wide open in the lane, and it was just one of those nights for him. Even though he put up 39 points for most of the game, it felt like one of those nights where Maxey just couldn't get it going as far as putting the ball in the hoop. And that missed floater, I just thought was the nail in the coffin because there was only 4 minutes left, and it was an opportunity to get it within 5, and he missed it. And I was like, that one's just going to take the wind out of our sails. That's the one right there. It's over. Then you get a massive Adembona block at the rim. I think the one that they called a goaltend, right? And then you get a Kelly Oubre and one. Maybe that wasn't the one they called a goaltend. The whole fourth quarter and overtime is a blur to me. I'm trying to keep it together. You get a Kelly Oubre and one. Gets it back down to an 8-point game. I think my player of the game is Quentin Grimes. Because Quentin Grimes, his defense in the fourth quarter and overtime was outrageous. And Quentin Grimes changed the game completely in the fourth quarter with 3 defensive possessions in a row. He had forced a shot clock violation on a possession. Then he gets a steal at half court and draws a foul. Then he has some more crazy defense on Chris Middleton in a one-on-one situation, or that's the one where he got the block on the 3 at the top of the key. Quentin Grimes was out of his mind defensively in the end of the fourth quarter. And then even the defense on Chris Middleton, who, you know, the Wizards go for the final shot. Was that the one in overtime or at the end of the fourth quarter? He had great defense on Chris Middleton in a final possession also. Quentin Grimes' defense to me at the end of the fourth quarter saved the 76ers and sent it to overtime. Also Adembona. I think I'm giving player of the game B Adembona. Adembona was out there looking like he was bouncing off of a trampoline under the rim. Do you guys remember Slam Ball? Any of my old heads remember Slam Ball on Spike TV? Bouncing off the trampoline. The dude is insane. It jumps out of the building. And for some reason, CJ McCollum kept testing him. And the end of the game, my God, what did he have? 3 blocks in a row? Massive ones, one on Alex Sarr. And then, what was it? Adem slams back a Tyrese Maxey miss to put the Sixers up 1. And then he blocks CJ McCollum at the rim. It was just a block party out there for Adembona. It was crazy. And so I think I'm giving the game ball to Grimes and Adembona. There is a lot more that I want to say. Oh, Adem had the slam back and the block at the end of overtime. I'm sorry. Grimes had the defense and then the defense on Chris Middleton to send it to overtime. Grimes, Bona, Kelly, all these type of dudes that are just playing hard-nosed ball, playing defense, refusing to quit. Absolutely unreal. Unreal. I'm going to get to the Discord. There's definitely something I want to talk about. Because as the 76ers continue to win these games, as the 76ers continue to scratch, claw, and fight, and as the energy when a particular player is on the floor seems to look totally different when a particular player is off of the floor. The fact that they've done this now 4 times and have started the season 4-0, we are getting really close to some uncomfortable conversations. Before I get into that, this show is brought to you by Bright Medical Technology of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The 76ers getting their groove back. They start the season 4-0 after what they did last year. Last year, the Sixers had some dysfunction that prevented them from performing. And now it looks like they got their groove back. If you are having some dysfunction that is preventing you from performing the way you want to perform, and you want to get your groove back like the 76ers got their groove back, Bright Medical has you covered. Bright Medical of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right over on 2020 Nafel Street, offers generic Viagra and Cialis, 30 tablets for $40 delivered to your door. This is the lowest cost in the area. All you need to do is call 215-725-MEDS. That's 215-725-6337. When you call, mention Run It Back Philly, and you'll get 10% off your first month's supply. Bright Medical Technology is Pennsylvania's largest medical supply company with products and solutions for patients of all ages, infants to seniors. It is a family-owned business right in the heart of Philadelphia, PA, and they are fans of this show. Bright Medical takes all calls in-house, no automated call system, and speaks 9 languages. The Sixers are performing. And if you're not, you need to call Bright Medical. All right, let's get the stat sheet up here because I think there's a lot more things I want to say before I get to the Discord. All right. And here's the polarizing topic. And shout out to 1,000 people in here listening. Please hit the like button. 1,000 people after a Wizards game on a Tuesday is insane. I never would have imagined I could have taken this YouTube channel to where it's at right now. Thank you so much for being here. Show your appreciation by just hitting a thumbs up. Give me 1,000 likes on the stream. Listen. The polarizing topic here and the polarizing, vast difference in opinion that I was seeing in the chat is Joel Embiid. Because Joel Embiid had 25 points and 7 rebounds, right? And you might look at that and you might say, that's a great Joel Embiid game. Somebody that didn't watch the game is just going to box score watch and is hoping Joel Embiid starts to get his groove back a little bit. They're going to check the stat sheet and they're going to say, he had 25, 7, 5 assists. Joel's getting his game back. That's good. But I'm constantly watching the other side of the floor with Embiid because it's not about Joel Embiid scoring. We know he can score. We know Joel can shoot the ball. We know that. He doesn't even have to be able to move to be able to shoot the ball. He hit some threes in this game. He did get a little bit physical under the rim with Marvin Bagley on one play that I remember where he really bodied him and shot a hook shot over him. That was some classic Embiid stuff. But the problem is Joel Embiid not being able to move on defense. And if you want to go anywhere with Joel Embiid on the floor, you need him to be able to play NBA-level defense. You need him to be able to get up to the speed that you need to be at to defend NBA teams in pick-and-roll situations and guys cutting to the rim. And the first 8 minutes of the game, Alex Sarr gave him 14 points and 8 rebounds. Joel had 1 rebound in that stint to start this game. So it's not just about the points that he scores. Yes, he hit some threes. He hit some jumpers. And he got some under the rim. And I'm happy he's getting that part back. And I hope he continues to ramp up. But yet again, just like against the Boston Celtics, in my opinion, you couldn't have Joel Embiid out there in the fourth quarter because you had to play up-tempo, fast basketball to survive this game. And Joel doesn't come back in because he's on a minutes restriction. A Dembona out there, and the Sixers fly up and down the floor, blocking shots, turning defense to offense, fighting, clawing, scrapping, diving for rebounds, etc. High energy, high energy, high energy. And they claw all the way back and they win the game. This is what they did against the Celtics. This is what they did the second game of the season. And this is what they did against the Magic after they blew a 15-point lead and had to hang on in the fourth quarter. But I was like, all right, they're going to lose this game to the Wizards. They're down by 19. There's no energy. There's just no reason for them to even come back and win this game. It just doesn't look like it's going to happen. And I'm just saying, Joel Embiid goes out of the game, and all of a sudden the 76ers have a high level of energy and fight, scratch, and claw their way back to victory once again. It's getting close to the point where, if they keep doing this, at what point does Joel Embiid start to feel a little bit uncomfortable? Like, oh, shit. Every time I leave the floor, this team goes 100 miles per hour on both ends and wins basketball games. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Joel is totally cooked right now. I'm willing to sit here and do the whole... he needs time. He had surgery 7 months ago. I mean, I'm more on like if you haven't heard the Kevin Garnett rant that was posted on his YouTube channel earlier today, go listen to it. I'm leaning towards that. Like, bro, you had 7 months. What were you doing the whole time? But if Joel slowly starts to look better defensively and rebounding, then okay, I'm willing to bring him along slowly. Not that we have a choice because he's signed until 2029 anyway. I just think that if the Sixers keep doing this, they're getting close to a really uncomfortable situation because you want to keep this energy going. And if you're going to get to the point where Joel's going to be finishing the fourth quarter and he can't give you the energy and the shot blocking and the rebounding that a Dembona just gave you and that Andre Drummond's given you, and that then what Nick Nurse has some tough decisions to make as far as lineups go. But you also can't bench a guy that's on a max contract because he's too slow, can you? Like, I don't know. I don't know where they go with it. I hope Joel Embiid starts to look better speed-wise and rebounding and defense-wise, but it's it's hard to imagine, dude. It just is. Maybe the magic lineup when Joel is back in the fourth quarter is a Dembona and Joel Embiid on the floor together. Maybe that's it. But I don't think, and I know he scored 25, but I'm being serious when I say this, and I'm not just here to try to slander Joel Embiid, but I'm being serious when I say this. I think if Joel Embiid didn't play in this game, other players fill in that 25 points and they win this game maybe more comfortably than they did. And if he played the whole fourth quarter and Bona wasn't out there protecting the rim like he was, they lose this game. And the Sixers are getting close to an uncomfortable situation. That's all I'm saying. But man, I love the energy of these young players, these young athletes, and they are just flying up and down the floor. Fight, scratch, clawing their way back from victory. This one was unbelievable. They just had no business winning this game. This one was unbelievable. VJ Edgecombe, I think, looked more like a rookie in this game than he's looked the season so far. And shout out to VJ. You knew he was gonna. You know he's gonna have some games like this. He was 4 for 12. He was 4 for 8 from 3. I don't want to downplay that at all. And if a bad game from a rookie is 14 points and a +7, we'll take it. You know. But I think VJ definitely looked tentative, hesitant, a little bit unsure of himself in some situations, especially in the fourth quarter there when he got called for a travel. That just felt like a real rookie possession, you know. But his three-point shot, he had 2 and 1 3-point makes for a 4-point play in this game. VJ did, and I'm consistently blown away by what his three-point shot looks like, because I thought he's an athletic guy. I didn't know his athleticism was as elite as it is, but I thought he's an athletic guy and his shot's going to need some time to come around. And VJ Edgecombe, his three-point shot is money. He hit 4 threes in this game. He's 4 for 8. Maxey gives you 39. Just ridiculous. Had a tough game for a lot of it. He was 11 for 25, but I love it. I love it. I love the 25 shot attempts from Maxey. I love the fact that when he's having a tough night, he's not slowing down. He's not saying, you know, backing off on anything. He's just going, he's just short-term memory. I missed that shot. I'm coming right back at him. 10 assists for Tyrese. 39 and 10? Tyrese Maxey? What is happening? Tyrese Maxey leads the NBA in scoring right now at 35 points per game, and he just had another 39 and 10. What is happening? I don't want to understate what Quentin Grimes did. 22, he was a +18. He's a +18 because of that massive comeback in the fourth quarter that I think he's solely responsible for, bro. Grimes' defense in the fourth quarter on 3 possessions in a row to totally change around the game was absolutely insane. And I hate so much that we can't pay Quentin Grimes, because I'll take Quentin Grimes over Paul George 100 times out of 100. It is what it is. Shout out to Mafia Sports Club with the $20 super chat. Thank you so much for the $20. Mufasa Sports Club. I'm sorry, I can't read. Team has a lot of heart. Be patient with Joel. I think we might need to play him and Bona for some stints. His offense is still lethal, and he still commands attention. Second unit will be crazier when the other guys come back. Excited to get Jared McCain back. And Joel dropped 25. But you can't deny that the offense looks faster and harder to stop when he's not out there. I'm sorry, I don't want to say it, but that's what it looks like so far. That's what it looks like to me so far. We play a high-energy game where we share the ball, and then Joel comes in, and we get back to, taking 20 seconds to shoot a turnaround hook shot in the post and play 1995 style basketball. That's the thing. When you look at the Sixers shot attempts per game, the game last night, they had like 20 more shot attempts than the Hornets. Possessions, I'm sorry. Yeah, that would be the same thing, right? Shot attempts, possession. Either way, they had many more possessions in general than the Hornets the entire game because they were just playing fast the whole game. It's the slow pace of play with Joel Embiid on the floor that I just kind of tired of watching it, and I'm liking what I'm seeing from the young guys, man. It's fun, man. But, we'll see, bro. And again, it's not like you could just get off of the Embiid contract anyway. So Nick Nurse, I'm glad I'm not the coach. I'm glad I'm not the coach because Nick Nurse has some things to figure out, man. Fan of the game, thank you for the super chat. Philly's not winning a championship without Joel. Did they win one with Joel? What did I miss? I don't think anybody's saying this team is built right now to win a championship, although they're 4-0. I don't know why everybody always does this. They're not winning without Joel. They're not winning a championship without what? Have they won one with him? Paul Michio, thank you for the $20 super chat. Coach Nurse deserves some love. 82-0. Pumped to see it live Sunday. Shout out to Paul. Thank you so much for the super chat. And, hey, man, the Sixers are going 82-0, bro. The Sixers are going 82-0. I completely agree. I'm going to get to every single caller on the Discord. That's what I want to do in this show, man. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right now. We're going to go right down the line. We're going to keep it a little bit rapid fire, all right? So just try to keep it like under 2 minutes. Try not to ramble and put anybody to sleep, all right? Say your point because we got to keep it moving. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much for contributing to the show. My man Amir Bey is on the Discord. Amir Bey, what's up?
Yo. What's up?
What's up, man? Sorry, I was hitting some settings here. I hope everyone can hear. Amir, give me a check one time.
Yo, check.
Yeah, you're good, man. What's going on, Amir?
What's up? How you doing, bro?
Team's blowing my mind, man. This one was crazy. This was a game that they were supposed to lose. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Nah, I feel the same way. We were supposed to lose this game, but somehow we keep finding a way. I just got 2 quick points. Just my first point is Maxey's growth from year 1 to year 6 has just been incredible. I remember his first game against the Denver Nuggets. That's what I noticed when he was going to be a dog. Like, he had the shooting ability. Now he's like Steph Curry from outside and like John Wall speed going to the paint. It's amazing to see.
His development over the years is insane, man. It really is. He's worked on his game every single offseason. And yeah, if you look at it from rookie to now, because he didn't come in the league as some kind of star, nobody even knew what he was going to do at the 21st pick in the draft. He morphed into a superstar, dude. It's just his mindset and his hard work, man. And he has the most positive attitude you'll find. Just a great overall person to be a great basketball player, man.
Yeah. And then my second quick point is I think this is becoming Tyrese Maxey's team, and he's just proved it these last 4 games. And I think we're moving away from the Joel Embiid era, but it makes it so tough because of that contract extension. I don't know how you get off Embiid, and how are you going to sit a $50 million player on the bench? Like, you're not going to play a Dembona with 4 minutes to go left in the playoffs with Embiid on the bench. Nurse is not going to do that. Like, he's just not.
And you can't trade him because Joel has done nothing in the past 2 years to make any team want to pay that money until 2029, So It is a very odd situation, especially if they keep doing this.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I wanted to say, man.
Thank
I
you
love
so
this
much,
team.
man.
Go Sixers.
Appreciate you, Amir. Thank you, Amir Bay in the Discord. Yeah, man, it's, Boogie Cousins was on FanDuel TV today, and not that he's, has some kind of insider whatever, but he just said, I think the 76ers are getting close to, moving on from Joel. And the more you see not just this team claw back and win games like this, but the more you see their pace of play outpacing the other team, and the more you see that their pace of play being the reason they win, you start to look at it like that. Because at this point, what is Joel giving you? What's Joel giving you right now that you haven't had in the 4 games when he's off the floor? That's all I'm saying. I don't know, man. It's tough. Jacob, thank you for the super chat. I agree we should run Bona at the 4. You got to do it. You got to do it because you need someone to defend the rim and fight for boards under there. I think you got to go. I think you got to go Joel at the 5 and Bona at the 4. I don't know, man. I don't have the answers. Yo, Cam Sterling in the Discord. No, Cam, what's up?
I don't know, man.
Yo, Cam.
Not in Bona's house. No.
What's up, Cam?
I got my Tyrese Maxey season shirt on, and the only thing I'm taking it off for is a raw Bona shirt.
Hey,
Let's
man,
go.
listen. Raw Bona was in the 4th quarter, bro.
It's fucking terrific.
And Bona came with the protection, man, because he was protecting the rim.
Hell yeah. Maxey needs all-star player calls.
Foul calls?
Yeah.
Is he getting them?
Whistle.
Is he getting them? I mean, he
whistle.
had 16 free throws in this game.
I'm not really talking about this game specific, but like a couple of the games previous, he was getting no calls.
Yeah, I see it. I think it's gotten a lot better than it's been in the 5 years before this. I think he never got calls, but I think he's better this year at his change of speed and, really getting contact from the defense. Whereas like in years prior, he was like 100 miles per hour to the rim and referees just see you kind of diving head first and they're just like, whatever, I'm not calling that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
What else you got, man?
All right, man. I think that's about it. I'm fucking stoked for the next game.
All right, bro.
Oh, wait, one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When does McCain come back?
I have no idea. I haven't heard an update on McCain, man. He's the one that we haven't heard an update on. But I don't know. Maybe we'll hear soon, man. I haven't heard anything.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks for calling the show, man. Take it easy. Yeah, man. I want to shout out Nick Nurse too, because I think after that first game or two, I thought he was out on a Dembona. I thought Nick Nurse was out on a Dembona after that first game or two. And he continues to put him in there. And Dembona was out of his mind in this game, blocking shots and everything he did. The overtime putback slam and the block to save the game. Dembona was incredible in this game. Yo, Carson, what's going on?
Hello?
What's up, Carson?
Just a couple things to say to keep the show going. So I only really watched half of this game. I was watching the Flyers. They won in a shootout. And I watched the 4th quarter, overtime, in the 1st quarter. I just have a question.
What's up?
What do you think the starting lineup's gonna look like when McCain comes back? I just want your input on that.
I mean, I think you're bringing McCain off the bench no matter what, because he's been injured. And I think Nurse was going to bring McCain off the bench anyway, because even though I think McCain has the ability to be a starting point guard, I don't think Nurse is interested in that anyway, because we saw it last year when after McCain had like 30 and 10 against the Cavs, we were like, bro, start McCain, and he wouldn't do it, and then he put Lowry in the 4th quarter when McCain had 29, but no, McCain's gonna come off the bench definitely when he comes back from injury, and it's just going to be another punch off the bench, man. This team with Quentin Grimes being their like third option right now that's an incredible scoring punch. And then McCain off the bench. I mean, if we're 4-0 now and we're getting McCain's level scoring coming back, bro, the Sixers are going to be hard to stop.
I think without a doubt, we're going to have the best bench in the league because honestly, I think we should trade. I know how Oubre's in the starting lineup. I think we should take out Oubre and put in Grimes. I know he's a little shorter, but I just like how Grimes has the bag to score on anything. But he's been forcing some shots, but it's hard to argue with it when he's just playing how good he is.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't need that much ball handling and scoring all in the same lineup. I'll take Grimes and McCain off the bench, man, and then you can stagger them the whole game, and you always have scoring on the floor, man.
That's true, man.
What else you got, man?
One more thing. I think we need to start starting Bona and Embiid in the same lineup because Bona's defense. Dude, Bona had me running upstairs today. My sister's all frustrated starting up her new iPad. Dude, I ran upstairs. I was like, oh my God, a damn Bona. Like, everybody in my house sleeping. My sister tells me to shut up. I'm like, oh, I'm in my own little world over here.
Hell yeah, bro. That's sicko behavior. That's what that is, man. I used to do that when I was a kid, man. I used to be yelling in the house at Sixers games, man. Yo, Carson, thank you so much for the call, man. Shout out to Carson on the Discord. He says he thinks they need to start Adem Bona alongside Joel Embiid. I don't know about start, because you see it. You need Bona in there when Embiid's on the bench. So I don't know if they need to start together, but if you're gonna start ramping up Embiid and get him over this minutes restriction, right? And you're gonna have Embiid finish the fourth quarter. I don't see a world where the 76ers leave Adem Bona on the bench if Embiid's not guarding the rim. So I think it gets to a point there where you might have to play both of them, man. Yo, El Jefe 215 in the Discord.
What's going on, DJ?
What's up, man?
Chilling, man. Chilling, just driving through the night.
What's up, man? What you got?
You're
driving?
Yeah, I'm driving. Being multitasking.
Shout out to El Jefe driving and calling the show, man. Sicko behavior, man.
Yeah, sicko behavior all day.
What you got?
But my take on the game was, man, it was hard to watch the defense just get. Like, they were getting, outplayed just with fundamental basketball. And the offense was on point. But the defense is just, maybe it was because it was a back-to-back or whatnot, but it just looked lackluster. And I love Embiid. I mean, his offense is never going to go away. And he got that veteran presence with he could get the pump fake, get guys to bite, and, he could get those courtesy calls and make the free throws, but defensively, honestly, he's a liability.
I think that's the word I was looking for, man. He has been a liability so far, and people can't argue that. There's a lot of Embiid super fans that are in my chat during the live game and getting mad at the things that I'm saying. I'm like, bro, I'm just saying what I'm seeing, And somebody was like, I was reading the stats. I was like, Alexander Sarr has 8 rebounds in 6 minutes, and Joel has 1. He's getting destroyed on the boards. And this dude in the chat was like, why are you always hating on Embiid? I'm like, bro, I'm reading the fucking stat sheet. That's all I'm doing is reading the damn stat sheet.
Right. And that is crazy to think because Alex Sarr, how many years has he been in the league?
This is his 3rd year, I think. He was in the 2024 draft, 2nd year, 2024 draft. Number 2 pick after Ricochet. That bad draft a couple years ago.
That's insane to think that a kid that's 3 years in the league is he's just this is stuff that would never happen to Embiid. Never.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I think Alexander Sarr is nice. He's 7 feet tall and can do a lot of things. He reminds me of young Kristaps Porzingis kind of. Maybe that's a bad comparison, but yeah, you're absolutely right that Joel in his prime would have been like, oh, I got this dude on me tonight. Let me cook. He would have went right at his face from the jump. He would have dunked on him. He would have talked shit. He would have got him to foul out. He would have done. Yeah, it ain't even close to the same anymore, man.
And the mere fact that he's getting bodied, like guys are like literally just attacking his body, and he can't respond. He can't stand his base anymore.
Marvin Bagley cooked him in the third quarter. Marvin freaking Bagley, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he dunked on him.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Joel didn't jump, but you know.
He can't jump. He can't jump.
Yo,
I love Embiid. I love him, but he can't jump.
I love him too, man, but it's getting to a point where, you know, we got to keep it real, man.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say this. Like, I love Embiid. I love the way he played through injuries. He put his body always on the line for the franchise. But honestly, if he could ramp it up and his value can some way, somehow attract the attention of any organization in the NBA, I'd say get rid of him. I love you, but I'm sorry. We got to take the value. We got, honestly, the biggest depth in guards. Our rotation would be insane. If we could just get, it don't have to be a superstar. Just give me a big man that has that spark that could play and just grab rebounds and defend the rim. And honestly, I think I like our chances.
I feel you. Hey, man, thank you so much for calling. Be safe out on the road, man.
Appreciate it.
Have a good night.
You.
Shout out to El Jefe driving, I think, like truck for a living and listening to the show and calling the show, man. Shout out to that. Look, I'm all about taking chances, and I'm seeing an energy from this team, and you can't trade Embiid again because of the contract. But if you could look at this team and the way that they're playing right now, and the way they won these 4 games, and how this young energy looks, and if you had the chance to just go all in and build around what you're seeing right now, I would trade Embiid and Paul George in a heartbeat, dude. Faster than a heartbeat. I would trade them yesterday morning, dude. Like, I just got to keep it a buck, man. It is what it is. Ethan on the Discord. Yo, Ethan, what's up? Ethan going once. Yo, Ethan.
Sorry about that one, Mike. How's it going?
What's up, man?
How's it going? Are you excited about the game? I know. It was a thriller, man.
Doing good, man. What you got?
I just want to say one thing. I think seeing this 4-0 start, this is all the proof I needed that bullying works. We had a whole season talking about, and I was watching all the streams. I remember Daryl Morey. He's playing around all these old, Paul George. He's super expensive. This big 3, it just doesn't work. So we yell at him all year. I mean, 3 years probably. You need to draft. You need to stay strong in the draft. We gave him shit for Ace Bailey for skipping over it.
We did.
Turns out that was a good decision. But no matter what, he was forced to listen to this idea that we need to focus on a young core.
Yes.
More importantly, Nick Nurse, who he became known in the city for the Nick Nurse special, for putting out Eric Gordon and Kyle Lowry.
Yep.
The entire retirement home.
Yep.
And now, he listens to everybody complain about it for a whole season.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back with, there's nothing else to explain it, but a completely different mentality on who's the best people to have out there. And now you look at, we have Adem Bona cleaning up. I mean, if Ricky Council was still on the team, he would have been out there too, I think, in this overtime. I feel like there's no other way to explain it,
Yeah.
He just has a newfound respect for the young core. And I think that's because of the fans. That's because of the bullying. So I think it worked. I don't think there's any other way to explain it.
Ethan, it's a valid take, bro. It's a valid take. Thank you so much for the call, man.
Thank you.
Shout out to Ethan on the Discord. Yeah, hey, listen, man. I'm not going to take credit for it, right? Because I don't think Nick Nurse was listening to my YouTube show every day. All right, but there were definitely people tagging Daryl Morey on Twitter every night. And Daryl Morey is on Twitter. This is the guy that trolled the Sixers fans by posting a picture in front of a Crumble Cookie location. This is the guy that refused to trade Tobias Harris when the whole city knew the guy should have been traded 3 years prior, So Daryl Morey heard what was going on, bro. He reads Twitter, whether he wants to act like he doesn't or not, okay? And maybe that did have something to do with it. I don't know. But I agree. You are seeing something totally different from Nick Nurse this season. And I feel like there was a meeting, okay? Because Nick Nurse last year he played all his favorite veterans. And they got embarrassed. Kyle Lowry and Eric Gordon last year looked like two 6-year-old toddlers trying to, I don't know if 6 years old is a toddler. They looked like two toddlers trying to throw a basketball at a Fisher-Price net. That's what we were watching every game, dude. Dudes were blocking their shots without jumping. NBA dudes were like, really, Kyle Lowry? You're 57 years old, bro. Get that shit out of here. You know what I mean? But Nurse was doing it every night. And I was like, where's Adem Bono? Where's Justin Edwards? Where's Ricky Council? I was screaming this the whole season. And now all of a sudden you see all these young guys on the floor running up and down the floor. I feel like there was a meeting. All right? And I know Josh Harris doesn't know anything about basketball, right? But Josh Harris owns the Commanders. One of his advisors on the Commanders, who now works for the 76ers, but didn't work for them last year, but he was a close business partner with Josh Harris with managing the Washington Commanders, okay? So you can't tell me they didn't have basketball conversations about the Sixers. His name is Bob Myers, all right? You might know this name. The guy partially responsible for building that Warriors team that won all those championships. I feel like Bob Myers and Josh Harris were sitting down after a Commanders game, and he was like, yo, have you been watching your Sixers, dude? What are they doing? And Bob Myers told Josh Harris what was going on. And then they had a meeting, and Josh was like, hey, stop playing 40-year-old guys in the NBA, all right? Daryl, give us some younger guys, bro. What are you doing? Eric Gordon, Reggie Jackson, Kyle Lowry, what's going on here? We need young guys. And so Daryl Morey goes and gets some young guys, and then Nick Nurse starts playing young guys. This isn't random. Somebody said something to somebody. I feel like that definitely happened. Maybe not exactly how I said it, but I feel like it definitely happened. Jay Walk in the Discord. Jay Walk in the Discord. Yo, Jay, going once. Yo, Jay.
What up, DJ?
What's up, man?
Can you hear
Yeah, man, we got you. What's up?
my man? Nah, man, this game took unnecessary years off my life, bro. I don't know why. That's got to be major sicko behavior because I was stressing over a freaking Wizards game, bro, screaming in my car at the top of my lungs. But my God, what I can say though, what I got for you, bro, this was a statement game of all statement games because we've known that this was the case, but in this game, I really felt like Maxey officially took the reins, and we saw it in the first 3 games, but this was different, man. When Maxey actually took over, even though he had a bad night, he's still on a 39 points a game. 39 points that he had this game, and this was a bad night for him. But this was him taking over, and I truly believe that this is officially his team as of now. Because on the opposite side, I promise you, I hated watching every single Embiid minute. With him on the floor, it looked like the team was hindering themselves. It was like they were trying to play down to his speed, and that's what lost us so many games last year and every other year prior. So I'm excited to see it, man. This has been a very solid display in just a few amount of games. Very small sample size, but I'm excited, man. This culture is just different.
It is definitely different, man. It definitely looks different so far, man. Yo, thank you so much for calling the show, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Shout out to Jay on the Discord. It looks different. That is for sure. Tyrese Maxey did it last night too, by the way. The Magic were within 2. Tyrese Maxey came in the game with 7 minutes left and ripped off 8 straight points. He's out of his mind right now. He's a total menace when it comes to scoring in the NBA right now. He's completely unstoppable. Completely unstoppable. I want to look at the play-by-play because I want to see really at the end of the fourth quarter. Quentin Grimes tip shot. The Sixers were down 9. Corey Kispert layup. Wizards back up 11. They were still up 11 with 4:58 left. The Sixers take a timeout. Maxey draws a foul, 2 free throws. Still an 11-point game. There's a big block by Adembona. The Kelly Oubre jumper off the Maxey assist. That was the and one I was talking about that Kelly got, and that really sparked the energy. Kelly has been such a spark of energy in these games, and when it comes down to the wire and you feel like we need an energy shift, it's just crazy maniac Kelly Oubre. The guy that rides a BMX bike and wears a freaking custom-made rhinestone jacket that says Tsunami Poppy on the back. This guy is a maniac. You guys know that, right? Like, in real life, Kelly Oubre is a crazy person. That's how he plays basketball. He's insane. And when you need energy, that guy is just gonna give you the energy, dude. And you got to live with the stuff that he does that's dumb because that's just who he is. But when you need energy, he gives it to you. They had it down to 6. Maxey hit the floater right there, I believe. Grimes hits the three-pointer where Maxey makes the skip pass. That was within 5. And this was the one, the Quentin Grimes 3. This was the momentum 3 that had me out of my seat because Grimes made 3 defensive plays in a row right before this shot that really changed everything. Grimes had a stand-up defense, forced a shot clock violation, had a steal at half court. He was just a defensive menace. Then he gets a rebound after all of that, and then he catches the ball in the left wing and says, "This one's mine." You know, when you're playing ball and you say, you feel like that dude that made the play deserves the shot. You want to make sure you give him the ball, right? That was that. Grimes got the ball right where he needed it after making those defensive plays, and that shot there's no way that shot wasn't going in. That was Grimes rewarding himself for all of those defensive plays. It was beautiful. And then in overtime, you had all of the Sixers sucked in overtime in the beginning, by the way. They didn't score for the first three minutes. Wizards back up 6-5 right here. And then in the final 3 minutes of overtime, the Wizards didn't score. Did they finish with 131? 134 after that Keyshawn George desperation 3. We're not even going to count that, to be honest with you. That one didn't count. But realistically, the Wizards ripped off 5 straight points to start overtime, and then they didn't score again. And then you got Maxey with the jumper, and you got Maxey with this was the one. This is where the Wizards just sold the game. And if you're a Wizards fan, this play in overtime would disgust me. If I was a Wizards fan and I watched this happen in overtime, I wouldn't come back to another game the rest of the season, maybe forever. You're up by 3 in overtime. The Sixers inbound the ball with under a minute left, and Tyrese Maxey just ran past everybody and dunked the ball. It was like in a football game where the quarterback snaps the ball before the defense is set. It made absolutely no sense for the Wizards to play defense like that with under a minute to go in overtime. And then CJ McCollum takes a terrible, leaning 3-point shot from the top of the key with 15 on the shot clock. Both of those possessions by the Wizards were terrible. And so even though the Wizards look better than the Wizards usually look because they're developing, I think, a little bit of something around Alex Sarr, and you got CJ McCollum and Chris Middleton, a little bit of Island of Misfit Toys vibe, right? Kind of like the Kings of the East, the Sacramento Kings East. But at the end of the day, they're still the Washington Wizards, and those 2 plays at the end, that was Washington Wizards basketball right there. And then you get the Adembona blocks CJ McCollum. Adembona slams back the Tyrese Maxey miss. That was an incredible ending. And I like what he said on that call about how these games have taken years off his life. I never remember a season starting like this. I feel like I'm watching a playoff series every night. These games feel like playoff games. Every single game is high energy. Every game is close. We've watched 3 double-digit comebacks now, and one where they blew the lead and came back and won the game. I need a game that's just I need to chill, bro. I need a game where I can just chill. I haven't been able to do that yet. I'm screaming my face off every game, man. We'll take one more Discord call. We got Ali Vito in the Discord. Ali Vito, what's going on? We'll take two more.
Yo.
What's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, man?
Chilling, what's up?
Yeah. I was at the game, actually. I live in DC, or right outside DC in Virginia.
Oh, word?
And yeah, the guy right before me talking about the game taking years off his life, you know. I literally was telling my friend, like, yeah, we can just leave. Like, I was ready to leave the game. Like, I genuinely was like, oh, it's happening again. Whatever. We're not going 4-0.
Right.
And then, yeah, dude, I can't explain to you. I don't know if people know this, but since there's so many people in the DC area that are from outside of DC, almost every Wizards game is packed with like the opposing team's fans. And I don't know if you guys could hear it, but there was a genuine like MVP chant when Tyrese Maxey was at the free throw line. Like it was super loud.
Arena.
Yeah. It was super loud. It was. I don't know if you guys could hear it because like obviously I'm in the arena, so I could hear it.
Well, I listened to
like,
I streamed the game, so I listened to the game basically with no volume, so I can't really hear anything like that. Yeah. But so there was a bunch of Sixers fans in the Wizards arena chanting MVP Maxey.
That's what I said. Yep.
And
it's crazy.
What was the vibe from Wizards fans when they ended up losing that game? Like, was there Wizards fans around you? Like, what was the vibe when they ended up losing that game?
Honestly, it kind of seemed like they saw the writing on the wall. Obviously, since it's a closing game, they thought they had a chance at pulling it off. Yeah. But, you know, like it was, I can't lie, like it's not like Philly Commander or Eagles Commanders, you know what I mean? It's not like super aggressive or anything, but it's like cordial bantering with each other and stuff.
Well, I think I have a hard time believing that there's Wizards fans. I think that's like what I'm trying to get. Like, you know what I mean? Like, isn't it crazy? The team's been just dog shit forever, and then they kind of start to build something, right? And they haven't been bad to start this season. They lost a couple close ones, I think. Alex Sarr is playing great, and they blow a 19-point lead and lose in overtime. If I was a Wizard, I'd be like, bro, I've been watching this team I'm done watching this team.
No, yeah. I mean, if you felt the like, you know how when there's a commercial break or whatever, they'll do the make some noise shit, right?
Yeah.
No one was making noise. Nobody was making noise. It was so silent. Like I was with my friend who's not a Sixers fan, and he was just like we just kept on looking at each other laughing because we were like, yo, this is crazy. And then at the end of the game, I literally I started singing. I was like, clap your hands. Everybody, you know, and people started singing with me. Like it was packed with Sixers.
Dubs in the chat for Ali. Dubs in the chat for Ali being a Sixers fan in the Wizards arena in Washington D.C. singing the Sixers song after the Wizards lose in overtime.
No, yeah, and I mean that, yeah, like you know, I don't want to hold you for so long. I know you know, try to wrap up, but dude. Crazy game. I've been to so many Wizards Sixers games. I don't know if it's just when I go, but it feels like they always lose. Like I've been to maybe six or seven. Like I know that's like a joke right now, but genuinely like 6 or 7 Wizards Sixers games, and it feels like every time I go we lose. So I was like, all right, yeah, whatever. It looks like we're losing again. I'm trying to leave. And my friend is the one he's not a real Wizards fan. He's more of a football guy. Like he's a huge Commanders fan, but he was like, yeah, I'll slide the game with you.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, let's just stick around. And I was like, all right, man. And then we didn't close the gap until like the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Like it was still like a 13-point game. So I was like, yeah, this is done. But okay, last thing, a Dembona blocks. Insane. All right, I'm done. Those are Dembona blocks.
Hey, thank you so much for calling the show, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to Ali Vito on the Discord. He was in Washington, D.C. at the Wizards game and sang the Sixers song to Wizards fans after they blew a 19-point lead and lost in overtime. Yo, Dre Day, what's going on?
DJ, what's going on, man? Yo, I'm just recovering. You know, that was
recovering.
That was a crazy game.
It was, man. It was a crazy game. I don't remember games being this exciting for a long time, man.
I don't remember the last time saying take Joel Embiid out, we need to win. I can't remember the last time saying that.
Yeah, it's getting we're getting to an uncomfortable situation if they keep winning games like this.
Yeah, that's true, man. I mean, like, you think someone has to tell Joel that, like, for us to win, you got to be like the third option? Because, like, I mean, I know VJ only had 14 points, but it's like obviously, like in the first quarter, especially, it seemed like every time Joel touched the ball, he was shooting, right? So, I mean, if Joel's going to do that, plus you got Maxey, I mean, VJ's sort of like the odd man out and stuff. So, I mean, like, you think maybe it's time somebody tells Joel, like, yo, bro, we like rebounding and blocking shots is sort of like more important right now. You know, we don't need you to score 30.
Bro, that's a great
we
point.
don't need
Exactly,
you to score
because
30.
that's what I'm saying. Like, we know he can shoot the ball. We know he can, some nights he'll be hot and he'll hit some threes and shoot some jumpers and give you 25. We need defense and rebounding, and if he can't do that, you can't have him on the floor in the fourth quarter. And you saw it again tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Like, bro, we're not interested in seeing a back and forth with you and Alex Sarr, sort of thing. It's like, I mean, but yeah,
what
I mean, the
do?
rebounding.
What can he do? I don't think he can play defense and rebound. That's the problem. I don't think he's choosing not to. I don't think he can. He's just too slow right now.
Yeah, and I mean, his basketball life, he started playing at 16 years old, and he was sort of like groomed or whatever to score 30. Like, that's all he's ever known was like to be a scorer, and you can't, I don't want to call him an old dog, but he's 12 years in, and he's like, ever since I came to the league, I've been looking to score, score 30. Now you're telling me, like, what, you only need 14 from me now? 12, 14 points, 16 points?
Yeah, how do you get that? How do you get his mentality to change? It's true.
Yeah, that sort of thing. And it's just like, I don't know. I mean, this Maxey VJ combo, like, it looks special, man. Like, this looks like something special. And I mean, if Joel keeps this up, like, with this attitude, we might have to get rid of him sooner or later. Because, like, can you remember ever having a dynamic backcourt like this in Philly history? I can't.
Nope.
Even like, I mean, people thought it was going to be Iverson and Jerry Stackhouse. This is much more.
Well, they thought it was going to be Iverson and Larry Hughes. They were calling them the Flight Brothers when they drafted Larry Hughes, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And this looks like much more like dynamic than that. And I feel like, honestly, I mean, at this point, it's like, like we just gotta. Yeah, we just got to figure out the new role for Joel. They're
gonna have to have some conversations, man. That's for sure, man. Yo, thank you so much for calling the show, man.
All right, thank you, man. Thank you, man. DJ. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Have a good night. Shout out to Dre on the Discord. The Sixers are, if they keep winning like this, and it keeps being clear that the speed and pace of play is the big reason they're making these comebacks and winning, they're going to have some conversations about Joel Embiid, man. Yo, Lieutenant Yale on the Discord. Thank you for waiting, man. Lieutenant Yale, unless you fell asleep. There he is.
Oh.
Lieutenant Yale.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Hey, good, man. Sorry, I had the YouTube up. I was listening. And
it's all good, man. Thank you. Thank you for waiting. I was rambling for a while.
No, you're good, man. Hey, so I want to say, first of all, I appreciate what you were saying about Daryl Morey earlier and Josh Harris. I absolutely hate those guys. I don't know if that's what you were getting at, but I don't think they know ball at all. And I think Bob Myers is having a really good impact on this team.
Yeah, I think Daryl's drafting has been insane. But yeah, when it comes to like building a roster, it just doesn't seem like the guy has any idea what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing I hear a lot is people bring up the drafting, which I agree. He seems to have a talent for, but as far as everything else goes, I don't understand why he's the president or whatever his title is. So besides that, yeah, go ahead.
Like they hired Bob Myers now as like overseeing all of Josh Harris's sports team. So it feels like they're kind of like overshadowing or micromanaging Daryl Morey with Bob Myers a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so, because Bob Myers definitely has a track record of success. So yeah, I definitely hope that's the case.
Facts.
So I actually had a question for you, man. So I was watching the box score or looking at the game, and I don't fully understand what the vision is for Joel Embiid right now. Do you think that there's a completely different vision for him right now for this new look or this new look Sixers, or do you think they're just trying to get him to be, you know, at least 80% of what he used to be, or do you think they're trying to see if Joel can transform into a different kind of player, kind of like how Draymond Green has played over at the Warriors? He's transformed, I think, in multiple seasons to fit the team.
Yeah, but I think just the difference is, man, Joel used to be a defensive anchor, and he was blocking shots, and guys didn't want to come in the paint because you couldn't score on Joel, and then he gave you the offense too, and he would dominate a game on both ends. He's scored some points tonight, but he's not dominating the game on the defensive end like he used to. And so what do they morph him into, or what is a new role for Joel Embiid if he can't rebound or play defense? You know, because this is the second game now out of 4, maybe 3, where I saw Adem Bona's shot blocking and rebounding, and I saw Andre Drummond's shot blocking and rebounding in the second game that Joel can't give you right now. So it just seems like, how can they have him on the floor in the fourth quarter when you know those guys are better right now at defending the rim and rebounding?
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm wondering, do you think it's possible that they have Joel playing more like Jokic or Sabonis, where not defensively but offensively? Do you think that maybe they're trying to have him become more of a better screen setter or passer on the team? Because I don't think that he's defensively capable, like you were saying.
No, I don't think so either, man. And I'm going to hang up and answer your question, man, because I got to go soon. Thank you so much for calling the show, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Shout out Lieutenant Yale in the Discord. I mean, you can't just teach Joel. You can't teach anybody to be Nikola Jokic. You can't just be like, hey, man, we want you to be Nikola Jokic now. You know, that's a once in a lifetime player. But I see what you're saying with the like style. But, you know, I don't know, man. What I think is that the 76ers don't have a Joel Embiid plan. I think that they signed him to that contract. They did not know they knew he was injured. They thought they could get him healthy somehow. He had 2 surgeries since then. Or maybe he signed the contract after the first surgery, whatever it was. And now he's signed until 2029. They owe him $60 million a year. $69 million in 2029. I don't think the 76ers have a plan. I think they're just like, shit. I mean, we're playing good, but we definitely have to get Joel Embiid on the floor because of the contract situation. Look, we can't just leave him on the bench. So they're trying to see what he looks like and trying to bring him along slow, and his knee looks like it's holding up. And we know he can shoot the ball, we know he can score points, but he's not coming along defensively or rebounding the ball. And then you see Bona in the fourth quarter, or you see Drummond in the fourth quarter, and it looks like, oh, we can't put Embiid out there. We actually need those guys out there. I don't know, man. But it seems like, you know, I thought the Sixers were going to lose this game. And I was like, if they come back and win this one, if they're down by 19 in the third quarter with Joel Embiid on the floor, and he goes to the bench, and they come back and win this game, there are some conversations that have to be had. At what point do you just flat out say, the 76ers are playing better without Joel Embiid, and it doesn't look like he's really offering you anything that you don't have when he's not in there, except for slowing the game down? I don't think it's there yet, but if they keep winning games like this, I don't know what's going to happen. But hey, Sixers they pull off another ridiculous comeback win. It doesn't even make any sense. Here's a wild stat Paul Hudrick posts on Twitter. A wild stat from NBC Philly. Tyrese Maxey has 150 points through 4 games. Only Michael Jordan 3 times and Russell Westbrook have scored more in their team's first 4 games since the merger. Tyrese Maxey is just on an absolute heater. I don't even know what to say. Nick Nurse highlighted Adem Bona in his post-game presser. He mentioned he didn't like his energy in the first half, but Bona responded in the fourth and overtime with a huge performance. His defense at the rim was absolutely amazing. And the Sixers have off until Friday against the Celtics. So there's 2 more rest days for Joel Embiid. I'm not going to be streaming the game on Friday live because it's Halloween night. And so I'm going to do the post-game live the next morning. So stay tuned for that. But that is the Sixers' next game. The Boston Celtics on Friday night on Halloween night. Thank you guys so much for the support. Please do me a favor. Go to Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. We keep ranking up on the podcast. Don't forget to listen to us in audio form on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or any other podcast platform. Hit the like button for me before you get out of here. How many likes we got in here, man? 850 live viewers right now. We got 493 likes. We need 800 likes before you get out of here. You guys are taking this show to unbelievable heights, and it's all feeding off of the energy of the 76ers right now. And we deserve this for what we went through last season. Thank you so much. Have a good